It's time for some weekly altcoin diving over here as we go through the Twitter thread, the one that I post up just about each and every week, going over what do you want to see? What do you want to see? So for this week, the most requested coins, and by the way, we'll say that it was quite difficult because I don't know, it's just difficult. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot of agreement in a lot of them, but the ones that were LINK, AVAX, TAO, and then symbol XRD Radix, which it looks like their whole community just mobbed this post. Also accompanied by a lot of rocket ship emojis, so we'll save that one for last. You'll understand why once we get to it. And first things first, I'll start it off right on over here with LINK. So LINK, we did cover, I believe this was about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. We were looking at, more upside. I believe things were trading somewhere around like, 11, 12 bucks in this case. We said, hey, deep teens is very likely where this one does continue up towards, and we have seen it move all the way up to about 17 and a quarter now, as this one does start to trade a bit sideways. So first things first, the Oracle Pro here is signaling profit taking as far as the daily signal does go, which was a big portion of that prior analysis off this strong buy signal over here. This one fired off the average take profit, as you do see on this purple check mark. Doesn't mean that it can't go more. Obviously, in this case, it did go a little bit more, but around this area is probably where it is wise to consider taking, maybe a bit of profits, perhaps. Anyways, also going into this chart over here, weekly time frame, we do see another few signals of slowdown. We do see some weekly bearish divergence forming. It's not necessarily confirmed there just yet, but likely indicating that the current run, while very, very impressive, is likely done. For a little bit of time, probably the rest of 2023 if I had to guess. But the real setup is for 2024. And if we look at the quarterly, if we look at the 6 month, if we look at all higher term timeframes, there's something that's very, very obvious that's going on right here. And it is this. There's a macro higher low in place. And yeah, coming back up to test the April 2022 bull trap, is likely to provide the impetus for a bit of a short-term sell-off, which it's seen. It's going to consolidate for a bit. This one put into macro higher low. Very likely in 2024 we see this one move into the mid 25, mid 20s, 25ish region. Q1, Q2 of 2024. This one was actually one of the kind of first movers for this current cycle. So I'd say that's also kind of a good sign as well. And yeah, short term done, but long term fun. No, long term still pretty good right there. In the interim, as far as this consolidation goes, things can come as far down as 12 and a quarter, not really do all that much. But I don't suspect that you'll see any moves above 17 until 2024, at least sustained moves above 17. Can be wrong on the timing on that, obviously, but again, my perspective is that this one is it's going to take a bit of time here, albeit generally good. All right, moving on into AVAX. Not the word that you want to be saying on the YouTubes. Maybe that was just a few years ago though now, so it's all good. Weekly time frame. Again, this was one that we covered, I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were looking at the higher term time frames as likely to continue. This one did continue all the way up to the actually above 40 bucks in this case. So pretty good right there. The weekly buy signal has also, similar to the last chart, signaled, let me get rid of this for the time being, the average take profit target has been met. So again, similar to the last one, it's like, hey, you've had a pretty phenomenal run. It's likely to go into a sideways consolidation from here. If you throw in a Fibonacci retracement, we can see this one hit or is kind of oscillating around the 50% retracement. So, I look at that as a good area for a nice weekly consolidation. Again, similar to the last chart, it's probably done for the short term. Maybe there's another try to the upside in the short term, but ultimately, I don't think that there's going to be anything sustained until, again, 2024. Going to the chart over here, monthly time frame, long term, just like LINK, really fucking good. Not as strong as LINK, I should say, but realistically, any close above mid 30s, like let's say 36 bucks at the end of this year, and this one's very likely set up to see 50 plus in early 2024. Really like the monthly RSI reads right here. I wouldn't necessarily say this is macro higher low because it's only been around for one cycle, but ultimately this one, showing some strength, and of course, coming into 2024, wouldn't be surprised to see this one get probably close to 69. Great number. Again, maybe end of Q1 of 2024. Short term though, This one actually not as tapped out, I should say, as Link. But I suspect that you're going to see something like this, where it kind of trades sideways here for a while, similar to Link, something like that. And then it's in 2024, you see the actual move. So it might put in a few more spikes to new all-time, not new all-time highs, but new highs on this rally. I don't think that that's going to lead towards continuation. We do see many drives of bearish evidence forming here as well on the daily RSI. So this one, I think is going to be sideways at best. You're probably going to see another move down to like maybe low 30s. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I take that back. Just generally sideways. Anything above $25 before end of 2024 end of 2023 is going to be considered pretty good for long-term continuation. All right, moving on to the next one. We got symbol TAO. This one is the most interesting one because it's actually the best chart that we've seen. It's also the newest one that we've seen as well, around since September. So, doesn't really have the prior history really be going off of, but it's doing something different. We do see many drives of hidden bullish evidence here on the daily and low levels of volatility on the daily. Compare that to AVAX, for example, very high volatility. This one's ready to go into a contraction. This one's ready to go into expansion. So this one's doing something completely different. And momentum being to the upside, seemingly, would like to see today's daily closure basically here or higher above 350-ish region, let's say. And at that point, hidden bullish evidence confirmed. And this one very likely makes new all-time highs from there. I'm recording this video 1 day in advance, so maybe it happens before then, but you'll have clarity on that situation by the time of this posting. Other than that, I just, overall thought that this one was very interesting, very, very interesting as far as charts go. 4-hour time frame also looks like it's ready. Regular bullish evidence on that last low. 4-hour jewel also pointed up as well, now that I recognize it. This one's just been trending up and to the right, and I expect it's going to do a little bit more of that. There's not really any targets yet, price targets really be going off of on something like this, too new. My usual tools are not going to work for this one, but again, granted today's daily closure, I'll just be generally looking for new highs and this rally to continue. I'm trying to look for some that's obvious, but yeah, the problem is it's a little bit too new. It's a little bit too new. Looks something like this. Be interested to know what market cap this thing is. Just see like how if this rally is like super egregious or not. Anyways, over here, do we have anything to be aware of on the Oracle? Did fire off a buy signal actually, so that's interesting. Fair enough. I don't really have much to add on to it other than that. Even on this, we don't even have much history on a 4-hour time frame. But yeah, this one, as far as charts go, doing something completely different than the other two, and certainly more different than the one that we're going to look at next and last, which is symbol. Let's go back on over here. XRD Radix. Okay, so I got a lot of requests for this one, usually with people that had .xrd in their username on Twitter, and also usually accompanied by like many rocket ship emojis and shit like that. And makes sense. Terrible fucking chart. Absolutely terrible chart right here compared to all the other ones that we've seen today. Even the, not even. It's just, it like compared to everything that we've seen today this is dog shit as far as charts go. Doesn't mean that, and I'm sure that their technology is great. It's going to be the next whatever the fuck they're trying to do, the future of finance. I 100% believe you on that as well. But I'm just saying, simply put, as charts go, it's really not good. Why do I say that it's not good? So what sort of evidence can I use to support that? All right, well, just intuitively you can understand that a chart like this is not good, because while this market has been basically up only for 2023, this one has not. It has been sideways and kind of mostly down only as well. It had this one rally attempt here in April of 2023. That one was quickly just coughed up, which is never a good sign ever. An impulsive move like this to be undone in the following months is just, it's whale manipulation. They're just trying to get your XRD coins low. Maybe, or maybe no one wants it. And they just use this over here to sell into, while telling you that it's the future. Maybe, but that's definitely not right, actually, because who would say something like that? This thing is amazing. And I agree with you. It is amazing. As far as charts go, it's amazingly different, and that's not a good thing in this market right now. Wait, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to find something positive. Look, a chart like this, especially with the way that, the rest of the market is acting, what can we say about that? Well, at some point it is going to have its move. Yes. Is it going to be as strong as other things that we've seen today? Unlikely, no. The ones that are strong have already moved. Those are the ones that are strong. The ones that move last are the weakest ones. And yes, they typically do move, and they typically do move. In some cases even like really, really heavily. But pound for pound, if you measure it, from the cycle, it's usually not as much, which is not a good sign. If you're thinking in terms of relative strength, it's the ones that have been moving this year that are the ones that are the strong ones, not this one seemingly. So not a good look on Radix. Maybe there's a chart with more history that I could see that might be helpful. Well, I just looked at maybe the full history of that one, so probably not. Even worse, actually, here on Finex. Look, lower highs, lower lows. You don't need to be a fucking rocket scientist to call that one a downtrend. This one, just long term, you might have a higher low right there. It's very far away from being confirmed. There's really nothing to be excited about on this thing at all whatsoever as far as price goes. As long as it's below 10 cents, you still got those macro lower highs in place, and until it starts to reverse that trend, which most things in this market already have, there's no reason to believe that it's going to do anything of significant interest. And once it does, and I'm sure like around the end of the cycle, it probably will. It'll probably go on a nice run, and then people say, "Fuck you, Krown, you're wrong." But at the end of the day, what was it doing while everything else was rallying? Fuck all, which is not a good sign. I think we'll end things right there before the highly esteemed XRD crew comes and crucifies me. It's been nice knowing you. They seem very vigilant and also enthusiastic, which is good. You should be, especially when you're holding on to something like this. I can't fucking stop it. And I think I'll end things right there. That's a good place. All right, as always, wish you the best of the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully soon.